Hello again everybody. So today I'm going to be showing you your very first JavaScript tutorial. I'm going to be starting a new series on web development tutorials, probably starting with JavaScript and then going along to some other backend stuff like Ruby on Rails and maybe PHP and stuff like that. So today I'm going to be showing you the very basics of JavaScript. So if we go to HTML and then we just type, I'm assuming you have Atom. I'm using Atom as my text editor, and you can download it from, if you go to Google and you type in download Atom, you could download it right over here, and it shows you how to install it. And I think Atom is really good. I actually prefer Atom over Sublime. So after you have it installed, you create an HTML file, and then you just type in HTML, and this will give you your boilerplate. So now what we need to do is we need to link the HTML file to the JavaScript. So in order to do that, we need to create a new JavaScript file, and it has to be in the same directory as the HTML, meaning that it has to be in the same folder as the HTML. So after we did that, we could just easily link it with script source, and now in quotes we have to type in the name of our file. So it's main.js, and this is main.js. So there we go. So now it's linking to the main.js, and if we go here and we pop up an alert statement, if we save it, and if we go here, we get hello world. So there's an alert statement that's popping up. There it is right over here, alert hello world. There's also a way to display stuff by using document.write. That's also a good way to display stuff. So you can write oops, I spelled it wrong. That's also a good way to display stuff. And then there we go. It just writes. Say you want to display stuff like you're programming, and you want to like store something, but you don't want it to display on the screen. So in order to do that, we always do console.log. And what console.log is basically, well, it just displays in the browser console. If you click F7 developer tools in your browser, you'll see it. So it doesn't show anything, but when we open our developer tools and go to console, we see over here that it actually wrote something. What I wrote over here, it's just displaying it to the console. So let's say we were we had like some kind of program, and we just wanted to make sure that it's displaying it right. We would do console.log and whatever we want to display to the screen. So now let's talk about something called a variable. So a variable is just something that stores information in it. So in order to create a variable, we just type in var and then give it a name like number 1, and then we put an equal sign, and then we assign it to something. Let's say we want number 1 to be equal to 6, and then we want another number 2, to be equal to 8. So now let's display those to the, we could do console.log. Let's say we wanted to add both those numbers. We would go number 1 plus number 2. I'm referring to the variable number 1 and number 2, not 6 plus 8, but number 1 and number 2, because later on we could change this 6 to something else, and we would still get this the sum of these two variables, like number 1 plus number 2. So let's see what that brings us. So we go to our console and we get 17, which 9 plus 8 is 17. And if we wanted, we could change this to anything actually. We could change this to 25. Oops. Sorry about that. We could change this to 25. We could change it to 105 and actually anything, and it's still gonna display like 205 plus 8. And then if we just refresh the page, we have 213 right over here. So yeah, we could also subtract. We could do number 1 minus number 2, multiply number 2. Pretty much endless amount of things we could do with these variables. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for today. We learned about variables and how to display stuff on the screen. If you like my tutorials, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next tutorial. See you, everybody.